Hello, everyone. Today's devotional reading will be from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 7, verses 11 through 17, where it is written, Soon afterward, he went to a town called Nain, and his disciples and a great crowd went with them. As he drew near to the gate of the town, behold, a man who had died was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a considerable crowd from the town was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her and said to her, Do not weep. And he came up and touched the bier, and the bearer stood still. And he said, Young man, I say to you, arise. And the dead man sat up and began to speak, and Jesus gave him to his mother. Fear seized them all, and they glorified God, saying, A great prophet has risen among us, and God has visited his people. And this report about him spread throughout the whole of Judea and all the surrounding country. This is the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. This is a double whammy. Someone did just lose a child. She was a widow, and this was her only son. There's no social security. There's no life insurance. A woman with no man, husband, father, or brother. You have nothing. You'll be on the street begging, or you'll resort to prostitution, or you'll starve. Those are your options. That's it. So not only is there the agony of losing your son, what will you do? I want to cry once. It was a horrible situation. A woman lost her husband in a car accident. Unfortunately, the accident was his fault. You have the guilt that she came home from the funeral, opened the mail, there was a letter from an attorney. She's being served. Her estate is being sued for someone hurt in the accident. This is even worse. How did that suit go? I don't know the details. This woman knows she's going to have nothing. That's why Jesus is so compassionate. He says, stop. The heart of God is for the poor, the disadvantaged, and those at the bottom. He says, stop. Young man, get up. And he's up. Clearly, the ministry of Jesus, it all points to his resurrection. This resurrection, the resurrection of Lazarus, his friend, the daughter of Jairus, the synagogue ruler, they all point to the resurrection of all humankind, which was predicated on Jesus Christ's own resurrection from the dead. It's all about from death to life. That's all he ever teaches, all he ever does. The young man goes from death to life, and the woman goes from figurative death to figurative life, totally despondent to being back to where she was. Jesus brings from death to life, the end. And it's a bit scary. This crowd, that says verse 16, fear seized them all and they glorified God. Fear. They thought they knew which end was up, what was really going on. Turns out they knew nothing. Lesson for us then. Jesus Christ brings us from death to life. It'd be a little bit scary, for in a sense we know nothing. And that's the point. Evangelism that isn't a little bit scary, that lets us know we don't know everything, that evangelism knows nothing. That's not evangelism that's effective. Evangelism that works is a little bit scary because you don't know. That person you thought was irredeemable might come to faith. That's always our hope. With that thought in our minds, let us close with prayer. God, thank you for the mercy to this woman and her son. God, I thank you for the mercy you show us. And God, may we realize that you are not necessarily safe, Lord, but you are good. Guide us, Lord, always in your goodness. Amen.